Thank you, Arizona. Thank you. Thank you.
In the home stretch to Election Day, candidates in closely watched races are getting a boost from some big names in politics. Just in the last week, President Donald Trump stumped for Martha McSally in Mesa, and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders traveled to Tucson to throw support behind David Garcia. We asked political communications expert Kate Kensky about the impact these rallies can have on the polls.
Donald J. Trump.
Anytime there are high-profile politicians that come to a state, what it does for the candidates is that they're supporting is increase their exposure.
Senator Bernie Sanders.
That is important because it gets them local exposure in a variety of outlets. That's one of the reasons why people particularly appreciate presidential visits, but any high-profile politician that comes in, it helps.
Does this run the risk of backfiring and energizing the other side?
It could if the messages get out to the other side. That is a risk.
The Democrats have become an angry, unhinged mob.
This president, shamefully and uniquely in modern history, is trying to win votes by dividing us up.
It depends on how much you think things said in those events are going to leak out, and the extent to which the other side capitalizes on what's being said to stoke the anger in their base.
Midterms, as you said earlier, are hard to predict what will be the outcome. Are we seeing more or less messaging via social media, commercials, radio, and the list goes on?
It's a little bit hard to say right now. We'll have to see at the end how money has been spent. But I think that the amount of messaging has increased. But the other thing with social media is, unlike television advertising where you are broadcasting a message, social media is very particular. And so yes, increase in what people see, but mainly increase in what they want to hear.
Okay. What would you say of the tone that we've heard thus far in the midterm? Is it pretty run-of-the-mill, or has it become more, as we've heard, nasty?
I think that norms of communication have changed, and so that we are seeing the use of more terms like lies, lying, and liars across campaigns than we did in the past. It used to be the case that candidates would stay away from those particular words, in part respecting Senate norms which say, or congressional norms which say, you're not supposed to call anyone, even the other side, a liar, even when you're fairly confident they're lying about something, because that halts debate. But with social media increases and a president who's willing to use the term, we're seeing that more and more become more normative.
If Nancy Pelosi or crying Chuck Schumer and the radical Democrats take control of Congress on November 6th.
We have a president of the United States who does not believe in the reality of climate change.
Has the nastiest increased? Well, the answer is probably yes, but how we react to that has also changed.
Arizona Senate race in the spotlight for a number of reasons, but we do have two women for the first time who will be vying for this spot. Are we, the public, the viewers, the voters, revering them the same that we would men who are running for office?
Well, the research would say that actually how we interpret women in leadership positions or women in organizations is different, even when we think that we are progressive and open in terms of how we evaluate others. We tend to evaluate women by a different standard than we do men. And consequently, when women are being declarative, when they're being strong, forceful, at times we evaluate them more harshly. By the same token, if they express emotion, we tend to also evaluate them more harshly. Now on the other side, when men are declarative, forceful in their opinions, that's considered the way that they're supposed to be. And then when they are emotionally expressive, sometimes we also give them high fives because now they've disclosed that other side. And so I would say that we need to be mindful of the way in which we view our two candidates for the Senate, the two primary, the major party candidates, and make sure that we keep our own gender biases in check, because again, even those who think that they are open-minded sometimes do tend to evaluate women in a different lens and be more critical when we should be paying attention to their words.
We're judging things like their clothing, their hair, their makeup. How do we get past that?
Well, hopefully by more and more women running for office. I think that the more that women do that, the evidence suggests that women are just as likely to win offices if they run, but women typically have not put themselves in the ring. And so here, an unusual race in which whichever candidate, major party candidate, wins, well, we will have a female, and that in itself will break norms and hopefully get people to understand that we should be evaluating again those words, those statements, those policies, not what they wear, and not the fact that they are in fact female.
Okay, Dr. Kensky, thank you.
Thank you.